This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, this is certainly a better ending to this game than it was the first game of the twin bill today for the Phillies. Game 1, 6-4 loss, ending in dramatic fashion with the Brandon Marsh play reaching third, but he didn't reach third, but he did reach third. It was overturned. And then, unfortunately, Kyle Schwarber struck out swinging at a ball at his eyeballs. And then this game, 5-1, Phillies win. Cristopher Sanchez goes out there, dominates. Is this a common theme? I believe this is a common theme for Cristopher Sanchez. 7 innings for Cristopher Sanchez. Absolutely could have gone more. They decided to spell him, having a 4-1 lead at the time, so they take him out, and they go in favor of Ryan Kirkring. But 7 innings for Cristopher Sanchez, 85 pitches, and I absolutely think if he didn't have a 10-pitch final showdown, then he would have stayed in the ballgame after that. But they pull him after that after a 20-pitch inning, and he notches his 7th win of the season. After a game in Game 1 of the Twin Bill where you walked 9 as a pitching staff, your starter alone, Mick Abel, unable to throw a strike in Game 1. So 9 walks in Game 1, 0 by your starting pitcher who went 7 innings in this game. Not too bad there for the Philadelphia Phillies as they get the 5-1 win. And the bats back Sanchez's start. Sanchez's gem, I should say, above all else. 5 strikeouts, the changeup, just chef's kiss again. Just beautiful. It is gorgeous to see him be able to drop that changeup in. And as one would guess,
this is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Player of the game brought to you by Of course he is the player of the game. Cristopher Sanchez, as I mentioned, 85 pitches in total. Bogarts on a changeup, 3-pitch at bat in the 2nd inning. Come around to the 4th inning. The only time he really had any issue, the only time he allowed a run in the ball game was in that inning. He was able to get out of that, limiting the damage, to say the least, thanks to the 4-6-3 double play to get out of that one. Come back around to the 5th inning that time. He gets Cronenworth on a 1-2 changeup. This is after, by the way, allowing a leadoff single to Bogarts. Then you get the fielder's choice, so you get 1 out by Sheets. And then Iglesias comes up there. He gets an infield single. So now you got 2 runners on. Oh, my goodness gracious. Cronenworth sits down at a 1-2 changeup, flailing at a pitch that ends up around his shoelaces. And then Maldonado, not named Candy, he steps up to the plate. 3-2 changeup. Sit down, sir. Just like that. 23-pitch inning. His most labor-filled inning, certainly. A threatening inning, but he managed it beautifully. And that was also in the 5th. After Max Kepler grabbed him the lead there with a 2-run home run. Can't leave that out. We'll get to that in a second. But then in the 6th inning, sits down Tatis on a changeup. You're noticing a trend? I believe only one of his strikeouts tonight came on anything other than a changeup, and it was the last strikeout he had in the Iglesias at-bat that was 10 pitches long. A 2-2 sinker. He sits down, Iglesias, and that was it for Cristopher Sanchez, winning that battle. Again, you love to see it. As for the turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Turning point for me came when Max Kepler, hey, look, if you have a Phillies uniform on, I'm rooting for you to do well. And I'm not the biggest Max Kepler fan. I feel like I have to say that every time we talk about him now. But he steps up to the plate in that 4th inning. He's got Alec Bohm leading off with a single. Nick Castellanos, unfortunately, gets a 3-1 slider that he just rolls over, but it puts Bohm to second base. Up steps Max Kepler, and the Phillies are down 1-0. There was a chink in the armor there of Cristopher Sanchez in the 4th inning, allowing that RBI single by Merrill. Bohm leads off with a single in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 out, runner on second. Max Kepler at the plate. He gets a 2-2 slider that just hangs up there. And he whips that barrel around and smashes that ball to deep right field. I heard T-Mac on the broadcast say it was the highest home run he's ever hit in his life. Okay. Or his professional career, I should say. 379 feet. I couldn't tell if it was off the facing of the second deck or not, but it dropped in right around that area. But he absolutely demolished that ball down the right field line for the 2-1 Phillies lead. Phillies then helped the cause in the 5th inning. As I said, it's the turning point. Brandon Marsh led off the 5th inning with a home run. How about that for old Marshy? Continues to hit in game 1 of the series in his 1 pinch hit appearance, and then got 1 hit with that home run for a 3-1 Phillies lead to lead off that 5th inning. After an infield single from Trey Turner, you saw Kyle Schwarber step up there. Unfortunately, he fouled out on a miraculous play by Iglesias. But here's the amazing thing. Trey Turner is able to get the second base on that play because Iglesias making a circus grab in foul territory right up against the tarp, the roll of tarp down the left field line there past the third base bag. It allows Turner to tag, go to second base. So now you got a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Nick Castellanos steps up, puts a single into right field, and it's an RBI single. Turner comes around to score on it, goes from a 3-1 game to a 4-1 game with 2 runs crossing the plate in that inning. No question, the turning point of the game there for the Phillies. As for what you'll be talking about tomorrow,
This is what you'll be talking about.
you got a whole off day to talk about it with your Philadelphia Phillies. And the whole off day should be talking about how the Phillies, in 2 games, this doubleheader, notched 22 hits for an offense that hasn't been terrible. That has been terrible. 22 hits in a day's worth of baseball, doubleheader. That's a good day at the plate. That's a real good day at the plate. And I still maintain that in game 1, if Mick Abel isn't allowed to be as horrible for as long as he was horrible, Rob Thompson, Phillies would have won that game. Showed a lot of fight in that game. They issued 9 walks in that game and still were right there. They were 1 Kyle Schwarber home run away, which would have been a 3-run walk-off home run. They were 1 swing of the bat away from Kyle Schwarber from actually walking off a victory after being down 5-0 in the 2nd inning. So the offense, not so much the problem. 22 hits, that's pretty good. Hitting with runners in scoring position is certainly something we could talk about it. Castellanos was able to do it, and then they got the long ball today. They got the long ball tonight, I should say, in the 2nd game of the doubleheader. So Phillies offense is starting to get back into the swing of things, pun intended. There's one guy in particular I was kind of rooting for, and I was glad he got another at bat to maybe boost his confidence a little bit because it doesn't look like he's going anywhere. We'll talk about him when we return. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Let me tell you about SupplyHouse.com. How about that? Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades, Supply House at SupplyHouse.com. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to get the job done right, because that's what's most important. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert-supported industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person every time with Supply House. SupplyHouse.com. Free shipping, discounts with their Trademaster program. How fantastic is that? Thousands of skilled professionals already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trademaster program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order at supplyhouse.com. And how about Monarch Money? Ever wish managing your money was easier? Well, with Monarch Money, it can be. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase down the line, or maybe you're like me, you got 2 young kids, college, going to be coming here before you know it. They're 6 and 3, but you get the idea. Never too early. Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO in your pocket, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track your accounts, investments, and spending all in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you actually start building that wealth. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Go to monarchmoney.com. Use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com with promo code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year at monarchmoney.com. Before we get into the chat check, I do got to mention Bryson Scott, as we all know, has been struggling as of late. First game, very much struggling. Second game, more struggles until he stepped to the plate for his final at bat. And what I noticed from Bryson Scott over this stretch, mostly today and yesterday, it's that when he swings and he makes contact on and pops the ball up, or he gets a pitch he thinks he could drive and he just misses it, just swings under it. He reminds me so much of Alec Bohm at the start of the year. It's a very similar vibe that I get. And look, I want the player to want to do well. I don't want to be like, ho-hum, fly ball, that's it. I don't mind seeing a little disgust for the same reason that I don't mind seeing a little celebration or a little anger, a little passion out there on the diamond. I don't mind it at all. But one thing I did notice a number of times tonight, pop out the shortstop, I think it was, a line drive to right field maybe, another instance. There's just moments there where he just looks like he is beaten down, like he doesn't know how to solve the problem. And this guy is hitting 315, whatever it was, when he was batting down in the order. Then Rob Thompson, and I backed it now. You got to try it. A guy that sees that many pitches, a guy that was hitting over 300, you got to try him at the leadoff spot. Oh, it did not work. Everything about Bryson Scott said leadoff hitter, except when he got the leadoff spot, and he was like, nope, and he's a 223 hitter. So you move him back down in the order. Hopefully this is him sooner rather than later, getting his bearings back under him, getting a little bit more comfortable, not pressing, not sitting in quicksand, or standing in quicksand, really. If you're sitting, you're probably gone. But anyway, this is what he needs. See him get a base hit, anything to get his confidence going. The guy I remember I go to the most when you talk about a player's confidence overall is the guy I always go to is Larry Boa. Larry Boa, a player could be in an 0 for 20. They get a base hit. It's like just whatever might be that first domino to fall of a hot streak for a guy. You just love to see it because you know he can go to bed that night and go, okay, maybe I got something here. I'm in no way predicting that Bryson Scott hits 350 for the rest of the year. But this is how good things start. He got a couple of big base knocks for you before the road trip. Struggled on the road trip. You need to see him come back around. Maybe home cooking is something that actually aids him. Other than that, you're absolutely incredible, Cristopher Sanchez, and really this entire Phillies pitching staff. How lucky have we been? And to see them get the offense going tonight, to back a gem like that from Cristopher Sanchez is a fantastic feeling. Also, one more thing on game one of this series, or game one of the doubleheader. Bryce Harper obviously sat out game two of the doubleheader. He did play game one of the doubleheader. He got a hit in the first inning, which is good. And then there were a couple of pitches that just did not look like the Bryce Harper. And look, he's going to take time. And this isn't an indictment. This is just an observation. It's going to take time for him to get the swing of things and all that, blah, blah, blah. But there are a couple of pitches that we're used to Bryce Harper swinging violently through the zone and clobbering those baseballs into Max Kepler territory. But didn't see that in game one. Looked uncomfortable is the way I could describe it. Looking at down and in fastball that you're used to just him smacking. Did not happen in game one. All right, you got a day off. Enjoy the day off, rest up. And then Friday, 4th of July, Phillies are going to be back at it against the Cincinnati Reds to start up a weekend series. I will remind you, no locked on Phillies postcast on Friday, 4th of July. Took off that day. Going to enjoy the holiday with the family. I hope you can enjoy the holiday as well. And I hope the Phillies help you enjoy the holiday. Hell, I'll still have the TV set up outside so I can watch the game still. Because on my day off, I'll still watch baseball. And maybe if I'm moved to do it and I'm not under the influence of anything, then I'll be ready to go. Food coma is what I'm talking about. Too many burgers, too many hot dogs. But planning right now, no postcast on the 4th of July. So hope you guys enjoy your day off, or the Phillies day off tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoy your day off on Friday. And a Phillies victory to boot. Let's go with that. How about that? Let's get into the chat check. John, Stott stinks. That is all. Thank you. Jess Patrick. I know it was not planned. I didn't see that. Jess Patrick threw 6. Sanchez is totally the boss. Earlier today, Brewers 7-2 win over the Mets, the opener of the doubleheader. There you go, because they got rained out as well. That's right. They got rained out as well. Mets are leading right now in game 2. 6-3. And as we stand right now in the National League East, thank you for bringing that up, Phillies are 2.5 games up on the New York Metropolitans. Jeremy Von Skyber, every time Wheeler, Sanchez, and Ranger pitch, you like your chances of winning, providing we score at least 3 runs. Yeah, I'm with you there. It's nice that we have a catcher who is willing to bunt. How about that? Huh? And also, how about that Kemp bunt today? That was a thing of beauty. Strom in the 9th inning makes me first date nervous. Ooh, Jess. Matt Strom better be nice to the wait staff. I really want this to go well. If he's not, that's a deal breaker. All right. That is a huge deal breaker for people. Me too. Rude to the wait staff, first date. Pff, see you later. Colton Berge, hello. Would it be crazy to put Brandon Marsh at leadoff? I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't believe that the Phillies have a leadoff issue right now. That's not, I mean, you could talk me into him moving up in the order, but I don't know about leadoff. That might be a little bonkers. He's been on fire for 2 months, meaning 300 batting average minimum for 3 months. I don't think I'm putting him in the leadoff spot. I think that it's going to be a tough sell, especially when Bryson Scott went up there and it derailed everything for him. Even though the Phillies were winning games. I know they were playing crap teams, but they're still winning games. I'm not moving Brandon Marsh just yet. 262 batting average on the year. Of course, slow start, injuries, all that. 333 on base percentage. Still not doing it. But it's a thought. It's a thought. Now that is more like it, says Bandman 100, what your baseball team can do when they don't walk in 3 runs, right? Philly and 8, how about this? Strom often makes me feel last date depressed. Not tonight, though. Go Phils. Look, it's just not working out. You walked in here, you walked 2. You gave up a home run. You gave up a 3-run home run, and you had a 2-run lead. Now the bat's got to pick you up. Loving the dating analogies, guys. Polar Buck, what's up, Polar Buck? That was so much better than earlier, right? Joel Elvers, what's going on? A better start by Abel, and this is a sweep. Yes, it is. Just slightly better start, like not walking in 2 runs. I still don't understand how bases are loaded, walks a guy, then you have a mound conference, walks another guy, and then you have him face, walks in another run, and then he still faces Manny Machado with the bases loaded. What? Paulo Buck, better than earlier. There you are. Jack Dwight, what's up, Jack Dwight? Wheeler, Sanchez, Suarez may be the top 3 or be 3 of the top 10 pitchers in the National League. Yeah. Bandman 100. Yeah, Alec Bohm knocking down a ball that would have put a runner on third, most likely. That was good. I like that. Zach Murray, Kepler, and Marsh with 2 bombs. Hells yeah. Luis Adario, hello. Seth Johnson could be a bullpen weapon with the stuff he threw in Game 1. Absolutely. I talked about that on the postcast after Game 1. I loved what I saw from him tonight. Love it. Chad Crawford, hello. Farzi, Stott is complaining a lot at the plate as well. I've noticed that too. He got a pitch that was above the knees, low in the zone, but above the knees, a strike. Again, in the zone. And he was like, what are you doing, man? I was like, Stotty, what are you doing, my friend? Joaquin, Marsh is on fire. Absolutely. Nicole, hi, Nicole. Glad the Phillies Facebook groups can finally stop saying to trade Marsh. Right? I'm with you there. Absolutely. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are fantastic as per usual. Once again, Phillies have an off day tomorrow. We have an off day tomorrow. I will be with you guys for Locked On Eagles Squad podcast at noon tomorrow. So that'll be fun. I will be with you guys tomorrow morning for the 10 o'clock, probably live version of Locked On 76ers. So we'll get into that. Preview Summer League. Me and Keith Pompey. Look forward to doing that. And once again, no Phillies postcast on Friday. Taking the day off. Enjoying the 4th with the fam. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on all things Locked On Sports on YouTube. Make sure you guys download the podcast, like and subscribe, all that type jazz. Thanks for listening. jaws. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys Saturday. See you then. Bye.